Hello, people. I greet you from wherever you're watching this video around the globe. And I just want us to discuss something again that is very important to our life. And before I go ahead, I will greet you all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you're watching and the time you are into at moment. Yeah, and quickly, I'm making a disclaimer right ahead to say that please, I don't own any charity organization. I don't have any orphanage. Please, if anybody is using my name on my channel to ask you for any donation, please, it is not from me. Do not budge into these scammers all over the world now. Please, I'm not the one. I don't ask for any donation. I don't ask for any money. And all I ask of you is please, before you go in to watch this video, you can subscribe to my channel, or in between you're watching or after you finish watching, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give me a thumb up, and make comments and also share. Make it go viral so other people can learn, please. It's good to save souls because what we are doing here is to help people come out of situations they might not even know. Not everybody is aware of certain situations to handle things of life. Yes. Okay, without wasting time, we just want to talk about what commonly we might call stress. How do we know when we are stressed? And how do we even manage stress? How do we avoid it as well? So first and foremost, I start by saying that yes, I'm gonna bring it down to a layman's language. Okay? Yeah, I will start by saying that stress is normal. It's a normal physical and emotional response to challenging, challenges of life and new situations we might find ourselves. When we are in situations we find ourselves and maybe new, or it's a bit challenging, we're not sure on how to start, stress can come in. Or we have started a new job or new um project or something like that, and you're worried, you start getting worried on how to go about it. It is normal, but not to get worried anyway. It is normal to ask yourself, how am I gonna go about it? And you start thinking. Yeah, it can affect your physical, it can affect your emotional, but all we don't want it to go into is having to go into a long time period of stress. So if it is a short term one, yeah, it can be classified as being you know, okay for one to stress up, maybe from job. You've been on job, you've been for 12-hour shift, like those of us who are abroad, you work 12 hours, 14 hours plus, you get stressed out. But that's why we want people to rest. We advise people to rest in between job. Don't work 7 days a week. That is where you won't line yourself into stress that is not normal. So, and we're saying that this stress, it can be stirred up by any thought, anger, frustration, and nervousness. Okay? And it can be a sort of, it can also, stress can also motivate one positively. It can also help you to overcome challenges. That is when it is positively handed, and it's a short-term one for you to be able to go through a new situation or challenging situation to come out successfully without having problem. Okay, and we're also saying, while we're saying that, we also say that long-term stress can be harmful. As I mentioned earlier on, it can be harmful when stress continues for a very, very long time. Yes, this is because it impacts your body, it impacts your emotion, it impacts your behavior, you know, in many ways. Long-term stress, it makes makes your whole body change, turns upside down, both physically, mentally, emotionally, behaviorally, otherwise. Even in your sexual life, stress can affect you negatively. Long term stress, we are talking about. Okay? So try to avoid long-term stress. Okay? And then how do you perceive stress? How do you know when you're stressed? Or how do you know when another person is stressed also? Because if it's sign that it shows, yeah, you can know another person, but it's just if it's symptoms which only you will feel in you, you can know yourself when you're going into stress that might land you into a long-term one, which is not good, that will affect your health. And then we have some lists of things we can, when you notice them coming into your life, you perceiving them, or you see them coming, you know you're going into stress. I know one of them, which is a long-term one. One of them can be headaches, it can be dizziness, it can be muscle tension or pain, and this pain can be muscle pain in your abdominal muscle, the stomach. You might have chest pain. You might have faster heartbeats. You know what we can call in medical term tachycardia. You know, and then you start sweating. You see your palms sweating. You see your palms sweating. All these things, when you see them coming, you know that stress is setting up, and you need to pipe down, or you need to retrace your feet and ask yourself, what am I doing? What am I doing to allow this to come? Or what am I not doing right to allow this to come up? Then you have to be very, very careful. Those can be physical, that will affect you physically. Then we come to emotional, what you'll be recognizing, and you know that stress is coming up. You have feeling of worry. You start worrying a lot. And worry is not good. It's not good. Okay? You have feeling of worry. You start feeling anxious, you know you start feeling hopelessness in life. You feel that, oh, I can't even do anything, I can't do this, or so. You start feeling scared. You start feeling overwhelmed by things around you, or maybe the new job or the new projects or any challenge in life. You start getting over you, that, oh, you start worrying. You start, all these things start coming. You have fear of failure. If it's a project, if it is education, whatever, maybe you're taking up newly, you start feeling, I don't think I can do it. You start being afraid. I don't want to fail. People will say I have failed. You start thinking of what people will say. Please be careful when you see things like this coming. Okay? You might start having sudden mood shift. Your mood start changing. You that is somebody who is ever so pleasant to stay with. You all of a sudden you started, being some sort of cantankerous and being so miserable. I'm not, smiling with anybody anymore. You're being so emotional. Just watch out for stress. And then nightmares. Nightmares can be horrible, and as we're saying, stress can cause you to always, you go to bed, you start having all sorts of nightmares, horrible dreams, horrible feelings. Sometimes you might even feel there's a presence in your room while there is nothing. It's just because your mind is here and there. Your thought is all over the place. When you remember the challenge, the project, or whatever you are, a new job or whatever, you start worrying. So be careful. Just be careful and know when these things start coming, be watchful. Okay? And then we have the behavioral one. We talked about the behavioral things you will also observe, and you know that, yes, stress is really, really setting in, and you try to retrace back your feet. You got too much complaining. You start complaining a lot of time. We as human beings, we go through all this. We have, so all we are bringing is awareness for you to know, so that you know when to start changing things. You know when to start retracing your feet out of what is causing you distress. And then another thing I put down here, as in behavioral signs or symptoms, you will see, stress is setting in. the long-term stress is setting in is less interest in hobbies. Things you love doing, you don't want to do them anymore. Changes in social behavior, staying, you like now to stay indoors, you want to stay alone, you don't want to mix yourself with people, you don't want to, see people around you. Is part of, things that start happening, that stress is setting in. And if you're doing this, it will help you. I mean, it will push you into stress, really. Try to avoid them. Then number 4 I put down here is that you have so a low energy. You start being so tired because you started losing interest even to eat properly. You know, you start having your energy start dropping down. The next thing is starting to increase alcohol or drug intake. And when people start going into stress, that's when they start looking at, oh, they now try to lay their hands on alcohol or drug and start taking drug or alcohol in excess. These are things when it start coming in or it start doing, you watch out for stress. Try to avoid it and, retrieve your step and say, no, I'm not going to allow this to happen. Please, okay. I just want to mention something quickly here for those of us who are living in some part of the world that when you talk about drugs, they think it's, or some people will say, I'm on drug. When you come to developed country, no, if you're taking medication given to you by doctor, maybe you're not well for one thing or the other and you're being placed on medication, it's medication, please, it's not drug. So that you know the proper word to use. Drug, we know drug is drug. It's prohibited. It's not allowed. So if you are being placed on medication, you're placed on medication. Say, I am having my medication or I am on medication, not on drug. When you say you're on drug, don't be surprised you might get arrested in some places. People who may not understand you. Okay? So, yeah, that's something I just want to quickly buttress there. And then, number 6 thing I put down here is emotional withdrawal. You see, you start even being emotional. Every little thing you people say, you might be thinking, oh, they're talking about me, anything, you just turn it into something, negative thought, and everything has become like, you become emotional, you start getting concerned in everything being said around you. So you have to be very, very careful and watch out for these things and know that you should do something to overcome this stress coming in. And then we talk about the cognitive symptoms. Okay? Difficulty in remembering recent information. When we call to cognitive issues, that comes with our memory. That's when you're stressed, you start having problem in remembering things, especially recent occurrences, things that happened recently. And some people might say, dementia is coming. Sometimes it's not dementia, just stress up coming up, So, and number 2 thing I put down here is concentration struggle. You start to lack concentration. You don't concentrate on anything. You are even reading book or maybe your Bible or whatever thing you're reading. You're not even concentrating. Your mind is not even there. You're not even understanding what you're reading or what you're trying to understand anything. You're not understanding anything. And then the next point I'm put here is shortened attention. You start discussion, maybe you're with people, like let's say a seminar and things, teaching is going on. You just, after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you lose interest. You don't want to listen again. You start being restless, You start being restless, Your time of attention just shortened. You don't want to listen anymore. And then the next point is confusion. You start being confused. You don't recognize, you don't understand exactly how to start, how to begin, which direction to go, confusion sets in. And then you have repetitive thoughts. Things you keep on thinking about one thing over and over and over and over again. without coming out with any reason. You can't reason out things and conclude it, okay, this is how I can do it. I can do it this way. I can try it this way and then get a result. You just be thinking about this. Oh, I can't do it. I don't think I can do it. I don't think it's possible. You know, keep on repeating in your heart, in your mind, the same thoughts. And poor judgment is another point. Poor judgment. You cannot even see something and say, okay, this is red, this is white, or you see something happening that is not right. You want to be able to distinguish right and wrong anymore. You know, somebody asks you for advice or something, you don't know how to advise the person, you don't know, you lack your judgmental acuity, you know. This is, stress setting in. And you have racing thought, extreme fast thinking. You might even want to do something. You won't even sit down and think over it, try and reason it out. You've already made conclusion, or somebody is telling you something or trying to get advice from you. This person has not even finished. You have already given your decision about that thing without thinking out. And in such situation, you're never going to give a right information. You're not going to give a right judgment or a right advice in such a racing thoughts, a racing fast thinking, So, and then you lose loss of objectivity, You don't even have to don't want to take up any other thing. You don't want to have a reason to do anything anymore. You just want to be flat. You just want to be left alone. You just want to do nothing. Maybe all you want to do now is just to eat and eat anyhow. And all these things can lead to other problems, when things are happening on all these points we are making. So stress is not a good thing, especially when it goes into a long-term stress. So we have to be careful. And then there's a note I put down here. Just I'm talking from a medical perspective, as I am a nurse in my profession, yes, in UK for a long time. Okay? My advice to you here, I just want to pause a bit and say this so that I don't forget it and you get the main thing that stress can lead one onto. If you get the following, get emergency help immediately. I'm going to list them out. If any of these things I'm going to say now is happening to you or started to happen to you, please don't hesitate. I will tell you why. Number one, SOB, that is shortness of breath. If you start getting shortness of breath, please, you need emergency help. Number two, jaw pain in your jaw. If you start having pain in your jaw area, pain in your jaw, back of your, and your back, and this pain starts from the jaw and they radiate to the back. It goes down to your shoulder, to the back, and then your arms. Please, 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 for God's sake, get help. Don't wait. Among these 5 things I've listed out now, another thing that can come up with it can be sweating. You start sweating. You start feeling dizzy. You start feeling nausea. That is, you start feeling like you're going to vomit. You want to vomit. Or you might even vomit. Some people can vomit just all of a sudden. You have not been poorly anyway. Maybe you have not been ill to say, I want to see a doctor or I need to go to hospital. But all of a sudden, all these things I mentioned come up. Please do not delay, for this is, a sort of predisposing factors for heart attack. Be careful and please take note of this. A lot of people are having heart attack, walking along the road, being at work, playing in the field, anything, because they were stressing out in one way or the other. And they started having all these feelings, but they were ignored. Please, once you start having any of this, don't hesitate. I'm gonna repeat it so that you just have it, noted if you want. Number one, shortness of breath, SOB, pain from the jaw, which radiates to your back, to your shoulder, to your arm, coupled with sweating, dizziness, feeling of vomiting or even vomiting. Please get help immediately. Get emergency attention. If you are abroad, like UK where I reside, call 999. Emergency line. Get emergency line. Call 999. And when they answer, please ask them you need ambulance or that the person complaining around you needs ambulance. And once you say all this, they will come to you ASAP, as soon as possible. Please, if you are in any country where you don't have emergency call to call, kindly help the person as much as you can. If you have a car around you, please take the person to nearest hospital, or get a cab or any means you can to help the person go to the hospital. Because heart attack, it doesn't give time to happen. You see people walking along the road, they fall down. You see people playing football or playing in anywhere, they fall down and died, just like that. Please, stress is not good. When it lingers for a long time, it can lead to what we're talking about now. Then, the next step we're going to get into, this is a very vast topic though, but I'm just taking it in an awareness in certain things that are commonly noticed. Then you know that you're stressed, and then you have to do something quickly to manage it well or to avoid it. Then, how do you manage stress? That's the next point. Stop being into long-term stress. Okay? Don't allow your stress to be long. If you're stressed, please, there are things you can do to distress. Yes. Next point, practice relaxation techniques, muscle relaxation, stretches. You stretch yourself. You can do it indoors. It must not be to gym. If you can go to gym, fair and good enough. Listen to music. Take a walk. Either in the park or along your street or even around your house. You can walk around your house as many times as possible. Yes, you can do some jumping up and down. Your living room, move your coffee table away and do some little exercises. Relax your muscles. That's what we are talking about now. You can just stay on your chair, on your recliner chair. Relax there. Relax. Put on your radio and listen. And then the next point is eat well. I know when I say eat well now, some people will tell me the economy is bad. Yes, it is bad. We agree, but we got to try. Remember, what we are trying to avoid is stress that can lead to other horrible conditions we don't want to get into. Okay? So eat well, eat balanced food. As I always say, the economy is bad in some countries. People cannot even afford one meal a day. But please, in so many villages, for example, you have a lot of vegetables, lentils, pots like what we call akidi. For those of you who are from Igbo land in Nigeria, akidi is like beans type. You know, we have achicha, you have okpa, you have all those things that are, you know, rich in protein and things like that. You have a lot of them. You make sure you have them in your meal, you know, whatever you can afford in form of fish, crayfish, or whatever. Please put in your food. If you can't afford chicken, meat, and, you know, all those big fishes and whatever, please try and, you know, lay your hands on things you can get to. You know, I know like bushmeat now is so expensive. It's not even, it's even hard to find. I can understand that, you know. But people who can lay hand on them, please, you lay hand on them wherever you are. Try as much as you can. Take a lot of vegetable in your food, you know. Don't always eat a lot of carbohydrate, and avoid too much sugary uh, drink or whatever, like those fizzy drink and things like that. That is, you're trying to eat healthy now. We're talking about, you know, eat healthy. This is helping you in your stress, you know, fighting stress, long-term stress. And then exercise, we've talked about it. Yes, do exercise. If you can't go to gym, if you can afford to go to gym, why not? If you can't, take a chair, put it in your living room or your dining room, be raising up your legs up and down, or go in your living room, do some self exercises as much as you can. Joggle around your compound, or, you know, wherever you live. There are lots of ways to do exercises, okay? And then try and connect to people. With people. Try and connect with people, your family, your friends, you know, peer groups, you know, stress management classes. If you feel that the stress is getting overwhelmed on you, please seek advice where you can get people who organize. A lot of government organize these stress management classes. You know, a lot of hospitals abroad, especially, you know, have a stress management department where you can go in and get counsel, get advice on what to do. Just as we're talking about it now, they'll buttress it for you more. And it's not going to be like a few minutes talk. It's just like it's something you'll be going there and getting information and getting some leaflets that you can take home and read and know how to manage more at home, you know. So get to such places and get information. Don't keep quiet. If you find out you're so stressed out, you're overwhelmed, something is bothering you so much, you can't handle it alone, please seek advice. Have good friends that can help you, that you can have chat with, and they can talk to you. No man knows it all. Yes. Okay? And then another thing you will do is, please have a good sleep. Sleep well. Me myself talking to you, I think I'm guilty of this. You know, when I'm like come across this today, I said to myself, I'm gonna change my own sleeping. You know, I can keep awake late in the night. It's not good. Please, and try as much as possible. If you are free in the afternoon, have a nap. Have a quick nap. Even if it's 30 minutes, it's more than enough. Okay? Avoid drugs and alcohol. I've said it before. Please help yourself. And smoking, avoid them. Then the little other tips I added up here is practice gratitude. Learn how to be grateful when something good is being done to you by people. Take breaks from news and social media. Take breaks, because so many news now break the heart. You don't even get anything nice out of it. It's just bad things. Take a break. Maintain a normal routine in your life. Have a routine that is normal. You will say, this is what I like doing, that is helping you, that you like doing. Give back to others. Gifting. If you have anything, no matter how small, give to people. It gives you joy. I love giving. It gives me joy when I give. And when I come across this, I say, oh, no wonder. the way I feel when I give. Please give. It's good to give. The Bible even said it. It's better to give than to receive. Set goals and face your challenges positively. Whatever is your challenge, face it positively. Don't face it negatively with all those negative thoughts. I can't do it, the fear and all those things. Don't take them away, but have a strong feeling. Said, I can do it. My Bible tells me that I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Okay? Same to you. Okay? Have a plan. When you plan something, you'll be able, when you have a good plan, you'll be able to carry it out. Okay? Make a plan. And then another thing I put here as a note is I said, if you are struggling to manage stress, please seek professional advice. I've said it before. I'm just trying to reiterate. Don't keep quiet. Don't keep quiet. Seek advice. Seek counsel. Okay? You don't want to see yourself land into anxiety or depression. Please. And this point again, anxiety and depression will be the topic for another time, because this is a higher range of what comes out of being stressed and allowing stress from short term, which is normal for everyone, to allowing it to go into long term. And when it goes out of hand, it lands you into anxiety and then depression. Mind you, depression is so bad, so high level of, and being stressed, and then you go to anxiety, from anxiety to depression. You don't want to be there. Yes. Okay. We call it a day for today's topic, managing our lives, stress management. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to, first of all, subscribe to my channel if you have not, please. And I want to use this opportunity to start, give thanks to those who have already subscribed. I appreciate you. I love you all. Please, for those of you who have not, don't forget to subscribe. Like this video, please. Show me a thumb up, please. Click the thumb up and put on your notification on all, so that whenever I drop any video, you'll be able to get notified. Thank you very much. And then finally, share. God bless you all. Love you all. Thank you so much. See you again in my next video. Bye for now.